Hey, good evening. It's really, to be honest, a really heart-wrenching evening today. It's been really, taking a complete dip in the morale and the hope of the situation. Literally, families have been here. I'm losing my voice after listening to everybody screaming at the top of their lungs. If you take a look, we're in front of the IDF headquarters where there is a war cabinet meeting going on, and the immediate family members of the hostages have been literally screaming at the top of their lungs on these loudspeakers. You could hear it so loudly that, I mean, you could hear it from central Tel Aviv probably to Jaffa if you were to go outside. It's really, it's a desperate call, and they're just so disheartened, especially the latest comments by Smotrich that the hostages is not the first priority. I mean, it's devastating. It's heartbreaking to them. They're angry. They're exhausted. They don't even have words. It's one of those situations where, you know, I've been covering, oh, look at this. How about this? Thank you very, very much. We have the father of Omer Wenkert, who I was waiting patiently to get. So, first of all, thank you for being with us. And I have chills hearing you guys tonight. This is a cry that is different than ones that we've had over the course of the past few months. Why is it so desperate now?
We are desperate for 137 days because there is no negotiation. We heard that the cabinet is trying to do a negotiation, but some of the parliament, they don't want the people to continue it. And we are desperate because this is the time, this is the money time. We have the situation that we can do it on a negotiation and not on a military part. And if we need to do a military part, it will be a military part. But we prefer the negotiation because this is the way to take the hostages out. My son was kidnapped from the Novafest, from the Israeli state to the Gaza Strip. I didn't see him for 137 days. I miss him. It's difficult. It's difficult. So we know that there is a situation. So we call the cabinet, do the act, and go to the negotiation. You have an opportunity, you have to take it.
How do you feel about the comments from the finance minister and some of the other ministers? This is just so discouraging. I could only imagine, you know, every life matters.
This is terrible. This is awful things. His son is not hostage, and he's saying that my son is not important. How come? He's a minister. He's also in the big cabinet. How can he say such a thing? He's saying that your son is not worth. We need to do a war. So he's making my son, he's sacrificing my son. This is a horrible thing to say as a minister. He's a big minister in the government, and it's horrible things.
And we've heard so much about your son. We've talked about him a lot. I know that he's, you know, has a colitis, and you were struggling so much just to get the medicine. Now we saw evidence that there was some medicine seen at Nasser Hospital. Do you have any idea or any indication to know if your son got the medicine that he needed?
No, if the medicine is in the hospital, so he didn't got any medicine. They found the medicine that's supposed to go to Omer in Nasser Hospital, and it's still there. So I know it's not going on. We didn't get any inform, not from Qatar, that put inside 61 tons of medicine to the Gaza. And they say they go to the hostages, and nothing went. We didn't get any inform. We didn't get any evidence.
What is keeping you going? Because really, I tell everybody all the time, the families are my heroes. We're exhausted, we're emotional, but you're the families. What is giving you the energy to keep going like this?
I want my son back. And this is one mission that I have. This is what I do from the 7th of October, 24/7. This is one mission, this is my life mission. I have no opportunity to go to sleep. This is my struggle. I want my son back. And this is what giving me more strength. We are full of faith, we are full of hope, and we are doing everything that we can to take him back home.
And let's get back to the issue with the Red Cross. You were even having issues all this time, even getting attention from the Red Cross representative. Have you had any resolution with this?
Unfortunately, I'm too disappointed from the ICRC, the Red Cross. They didn't do anything to take care about the hostages. Not medicine, not a sign of life. Not nothing. They don't do any act. They did only one part act. This is not according to the mandate. They need to do both parts. Humanitarian supposed to do combine both parts. And they went to Gaza only to see the hospitals of the Palestinians. And they didn't ask about the hostages. So how come? So they have to keep the keys back on the table and let other people to do it. Let other people to do it.
Listen, to hear all of the other stories, we've learned so much about, obviously, Omer and so many of the other hostages. At least there's comfort knowing that you have each other. Does that help keeping you strong, knowing that all the families are together every day? I've never seen anything more organized as far as making efforts to be heard.
We are very organized. We have a forum of the hostage and missing families. And we need to do the act together. It's bringing us more faith, more strength, and this opportunity is to do an act. We can't stay silent, because if we stay silent, my kid and other people will stay there. We need to shout and we need to do the act. If we need to do negotiation, we'll go. If I need to go to Gaza to take my son out, I will do it. I will do it.
What difference would it make for you if the Prime Minister did send a delegate? Is it the fact that he didn't send a delegate to Cairo that's more painful than the fact that the negotiations haven't gone through?
Yeah, now there is a negotiation. I know when there is a negotiation, no matter where, you need to do a speaking. You need to do a negotiation. But if you do one act, so you don't want any negotiation, so this is terrible to think about it. Because the military act is doing, soldiers are killing, hostages will be killed. It's not working. We have to see it. This is facts. This is not something I imagine. This is facts.
Any final words you want to say to our audience? We have mainly an English-speaking audience around the world. Is there any message you want to send to people watching that are not in Israel right now?
My son was kidnapped from Israel. I can say it can be happen anywhere in the world. And please take care. Support us. Think about the hostages. This is your support that we ask of. Thank you.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. It takes so much strength and bravery. Thank you. And let's bring Omer and all the other hostages home. That's all for now from in front of the Kiryah, where families are fighting on every last fume that they have to get their family members home.